I just want to give a brief introduction about my trusted tutor and about you.
Yes.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thanks for finding time and attending today's session, which is of emotional intelligence. As we all know, emotional intelligence is the capability of individuals to recognize their own emotions. Now I want to introduce my trusted tutor. It's a marketplace for private tutors, school teachers, and all kind of academicians and all kind of educational profession who can help with local assignments. Our mission is to make quality education available easily and affordable to all. There are certain emotions that will kill your drive and frustration and confusions. Our speaker is Jaishree ma'am. She is a soft skill trainer and as well as image consultant. She believes a strong, positive self image is the best possible preparation for success. She is associated with ITM Group of Institutions as a deputy manager training. She is an MBA in human resource from ITM under Joint Accreditation from Southern New Hampshire University. Thank you, ma'am, for finding time. I'm just sharing one poll and I want everyone to participate in this one so that ma'am also wants to know something about you all. So ma'am, here is the result. Everyone is very excited to learn about emotional intelligence.
Yes. It's 100%. That's what I can see.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So ma'am, now you can take over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radhika. Thank you so much, and my participants. Yes, thank you so much for this valuable tool. So, as the topic is emotional intelligence, many a times when I come across with people related to this topic, they find it's very heavy on their head or mind or whatever. But I find it's a very light topic, easy to understand in a very basic way, in a very simplest way. I'm going to explain you. Sorry, what happened? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, great. Yeah. Just a small information. So I'm an animal lover as well. So you might find my pets around. So there's this one thing which I wanted to give as a disclaimer. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead with this emotional intelligence. I'll start with a small quiz. I always do this. We'll start with a small quiz so that we can build a kind of rapport also with each other. So a small quiz will go ahead like this. So what do you put in a toaster? Please write your answers in the chat box. Yes. Just anyone has said the answer like a toast or something like this? No. Anyways, most of the time I get these answers when probably the mind is not probably in sync. I get this answer, oh, what do you put in a toaster? You get the answer toast, but the answer is bread. Okay, yes. And many of them, I'm very happy, all of them actually they said bread. But if I said toast, then yes, you are wrong. Let's spell this word silk 5 times and then look at the picture milk, right? And after this, if you have done with people actually saying silk 5 times, we'll go ahead and the question comes like this. So what do cows drink? What do cows drink? So if your answer is water, correct, 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 correct. Thank you. Oh my God. I am actually with the intelligent people over here with all the mindfulness. They are sitting very nice. Nice to hear this. Nice to know this. Yes. But yes, what happens is when you actually look into the silk and then seeing the picture milk and then coming a picture of again a cow, normally the answer comes is what do cows drink? The answer comes is what milk. But yes, the right answer is actually water. Okay, let's go ahead. So cows drink water. So if you have said or wondered for a second, it can just a milk for a second, then it's a wrong thing. Yes, the answer we all know it's water. So if now this is again one question: if a red house is made from red bricks and a blue house is made from blue bricks and a pink house is made from pink bricks and a black house is made from black bricks, what is the green house made from? Quickly. So the greenhouse answer should be, okay, glass bricks, glass. Someone has said leaves also. Okay. So the right answer is glass. Yes. But yes, many times when we talk about the colors and also when it comes to green, it comes to leaves and green color. So yes, but the right answer is actually glass. Now this is something interesting again. 20 years ago, a plane was flying at 20,000 feet over Germany. If you recall, Germany at the time was politically divided into West Germany and East Germany. There is an engine failure and the plane crashes smack in the middle of no man's land between East Germany and West Germany. Where would you bury the survivors? In East Germany or West Germany or in no man's land? So what should be the answer? Okay, so all are dead. Yes, someone said no man's land, grave. No, I'm getting a correct answer probably from Shilpa. That is yes, all are dead. So we cannot bury the, yes, you cannot bury survivors. Geeta also said the same thing. Great, great. One or two, the answers were incorrect, but yes, you don't, of course, you cannot bury the survivors. So that's again when we talk about mindfulness. Okay, let's go ahead. So sounds interesting, the quiz and all about. If yes, please type in the chat box yes if you really feel the quiz was interesting. Let's go ahead now understanding the learning objective. Yes, we will understand first of all in a very simplest manner what is emotional intelligence, what is the importance of emotional intelligence, and difference between sympathy and empathy. We all know, however, we'll put some examples and try to connect. Daniel Goleman's emotional intelligence, he is the, you can say, God or the godfather of emotional intelligence. How to manage and apply emotional intelligence elements in a professional and personal level is really important. It's not about you know this, you know this, you know this. What is emotional intelligence and what? But we are going to understand how also how can we put certain techniques and some kind of tips and tricks to actually overcome this or to have this kind of positive impression on the other people, or maybe other reasons are also there. We'll come to that. Good to go? Am I fast or am I in my pace? So good to go? Okay. So there are a lot of definitions with respect to emotional intelligence. There are a lot of definitions when we talk about. So thank you. So the simplest definition or explanation, I would rather say, emotional intelligence is to be and to behave intelligently when one is emotional. Yes, it's not easy. However, yes, it's not impossible also. You cannot say that it's not impossible, but yes, it's important. And but yes, it's not easy also. But yes, emotional intelligence is to be and to behave rationally, intelligently when whoever is in emotion. Okay. So the English word emotion is derived from the word emover, which actually means emotions. So let us understand a bit about emotions. So emotions, if I want to talk about emotions, there are different mood associated with the emotion. There are emotions which are associated with mood, with temperament, with personality, with disposition, and with motivation. These are certain kinds of associated words with respect to emotions. Many a times we acknowledge, we realize, and many a times we just ignore it. It's upon the individual who acknowledges it before the time will try to actually find out the tool or maybe the answer for that. If it is very late, then it can be a problem. So yes, emotions are associated with this kind of words. Now, what are emotions? Now, when we talk about emotions, there are, in a simple words, there are two kinds of emotions. One is the positive emotion and the second is the negative emotion. However, both the emotions cannot occupy your mind at the same time, to be very honest. For example, if I want to talk about the positive emotions, okay, let me talk about first about the negative emotion. What are the negative emotions? When you are in stress, when your emotions are down, when you're feeling low, that is your negative emotion, right? We will understand more about this. What is the positive emotion? For example, a girl who is getting married after probably after a 1 week or maybe a 1 month later, that kind of excitement and that anxiety level, that stress is there. But yes, that is a stress of happiness. But that is a positive emotion. So in short, when you are not in the sync of your happiness, probably that is or not probably, surely it's a negative emotion. When there is something good happening ahead, that is a positive emotion. So, so these two emotions, they do not occupy your mind at the same time. You need to understand that. So even if you are stressed for happiness, there is an emotion which is a positive emotion. If something is going wrong, it is a worry, it is a stress, it's an anxiety, it's a kind, I don't want to use the word depression. Depression is the last stage. When you don't identify your emotions, then it takes that stage. That is actually a very, very negative emotion, right? But we are not going over there. Let's understand the basic emotions. Okay, so it is our responsibility to make sure that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence in our mind. Let's understand this. So what it comes, it's from our law of habit. The law of habit says that if you are aware with your emotions, for example, this is the positive emotion, this is the negative emotion. If you're aware with your emotion, you will work towards it positively. That is the law of the habit. Okay, there are other things also which are connected with the law of the habit. We are going to understand more about it. So how to understand our positive emotions, how to make less the negative emotions, how to control it, how to manage it. That's all we are going to understand it. So it's not about what is emotional intelligence and what is emotion, but how to understand, how to rectify it, how to balance it, how to manage it. That is important, right? Okay. So forming the habit of applying and using the positive emotions, eventually it will dominate our mind completely, that the negatives cannot enter it. Now, there are certain tips and tricks. I have seen people, they follow this 21 days of habit, if people are aware with this. Whenever you want to bring, forget about positive and negative, but whenever you want to bring something into habit, you need to practice that for 21 days. If you practice for that 21 days, you practice that for 21 days with small, small baby steps. And after 21 days, that means 21 days consistently with no break. We have done this, and I was explaining about yes, I'm sorry thing. And I always suggest people, whenever you feel that you have done a mistake or anything which went wrong, you can actually go ahead and say, I'm sorry for raising my voice. I'm sorry I was not good for you. I'm sorry I break that boss. I'm sorry I lost that diary. I'm sorry I'm not able to send you that data. Whatever it is, it has to be a complete sentence. Then only it says that yes, you are emotionally a strong person, and that's the reason you're acknowledging the kind of apology what mistake you have done. So yes, this is something which is being missed by people out there. Yes, over here it says, I'm sorry for raising my voice. I was a bit angry and couldn't control. That means yes, the person is acknowledging whatever it is. So to be understood, if you want that people should understand you, start understanding them first. That means what? If you want people to be understanding you, you need to understand them first. Now there are two aspects with this emotional intelligence, which is the essential premise for to be successful. It requires effective awareness, control, management, and one's own emotions of those other people. Now, how does it say? For example, I'll show you this. So, emotional intelligence sets apart good and effective leaders. If I want to talk about good leaders, if I want to talk about this thing, understanding yourself, your goals, intentions, responses, and behavior, whatever you know, you are a kind of person wherein you know about yourself, you're self-aware about yourself. If that is known to you, you will understand others and others' feelings also. So to understand others' feelings, you need to understand yourself first. That's important. So how does it happen? Okay, so in a simplest way, if I want to give a simple example, all the good leaders, I'm telling you, all the good leaders, if I want to name one good example also, if they are good leaders, probably they are able to understand their masses or their people in a very emotional manner. If someone, now this was one of the kind of debate in one of the my training sessions, wherein someone picked up this name, that is Adolf Hitler. Yes, Adolf Hitler was also a leader. However, the emotional intelligence and the emotional quotient, if I want to talk about, was zero. Was zero. That's the reason people remember Adolf Hitler only for the basis of his leadership skills. People don't remember Adolf Hitler because he was not having a kind of EQ for the people. If you remember, if you all know the kind of death and the kind of masses he killed during the First World War and Second World War, people still remember that. So yes, your emotional intelligence plays a very important role. However, if you are a good leader, you're effective leader, but how well you're connected to the people, that matters a lot. At the initial stages also, when our lockdown started, I wanted to give an example of our own honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. Even long before, the number was only 7 to 10 or 15 people positive in India, long before we started with the lockdown, considering, yes, he only considered the well-being and the health of our for Indian citizens. That is the emotional intelligence when we talk about our own Prime Minister. So yes, that's one example I wanted to give. Let's go ahead. So why we need emotional intelligence? Yes, in professional life, emotional intelligence is very important. Rather, professional life and personal life both, as it is one of the important deciding factor for relationship management. If I want to talk about relationship management, if I want to talk about the people who are in teaching, training, and connecting with individuals, if your EI is low, if your emotional quotient is low, trust me, you don't belong in any category with teaching and training and connecting with people. If you are in teaching and training in any corporate job, if your emotional quotient, if it is at least 50% and above, 60% and above, trust me, it's good to go. So yes, it is important. Why? Because it will give you motivation, it will help in retention, the employees, or retention of, we can say, behavior of an individual's would be controlled over there. Self-management, that is your own self-management, because you know, you are aware of yourself. And because of this, you are aware of yourself, you are able to manage others. That is why the whole concept is all about self-management. So I'm coming to the other slide, which is going to explain a lot on that. Yes, what are the rules at work which are changing? It is not that how good you look, how intelligent you are, how smart you are, what kind of designation you have in the company or in the organization or in the school or in the college. It's not about that. It's about that how well you handle each other, how you handle others, and how you handle yourself, how you manage others, how you manage yourself. That is important. That is the important rule factor. If I want to talk about, if you're judged by people out there, people will come and talk to you. Oh, you're looking good, nice style, nice color of the shirt, nice shirt color, pretty sari, beautiful suit you're wearing. But they will not come and tell you, yes, you have a good emotional intelligence. They will not come and tell you this. You have to identify yourself and you have to make sure that you are working upon it. That's important. So why EQ is important? EQ is increasingly relevant to organizational development and developing people. EQ principles provide a new way to understand and assess people's behavior, management skills, attitudes, interpersonal skills, and potential. Very important. If I want to talk about relevant to organizational development, if in the COVID situation, if I want to talk about, I know people are laid off from their companies, their salaries have been cut down, there are a lot of deductions. Unnecessarily, there is, I guess, even the person who was very good in his or her skills, knowledge, there is a question mark now. There is a question mark now. So it's very important even for the companies and the organizations also to take care of the emotional being of an individual. Yes, if the salaries are been deducted, there should be a proper email why. If the person is laid off from the company, there should be a proper reason why. It should not be that we cannot give you salaries and please go and find some other company or organization. This is not going to happen. In this COVID situation, trust me, it's really very, very important for the organizational development. Otherwise, what will happen? There are a lot of platforms, if you know, we all know. There is this Glassdoor, there is this LinkedIn, there are a lot of sites wherein your company or your organization might be put down. Yes. So in the sense, giving review of your company organization because you are not handled properly by the HR department or by your seniors, just you were asked to leave the organization. So yes, this is a very important thing, EQ, right now in COVID situation. Even if I want to talk about, there are a lot of cases around, positive cases around, and when the person goes to the hospital and after 14 or 20 days come back to his or her house, people are not, okay, you are being the social distancing things which we are practicing now. However, you cannot look down at that person, otherwise what will happen? The person might go in stress and then later on it will eventually the depression would come out. So yes, please, I would request people, whoever you are coming across the positive cases and all, yes, social distancing is there, but please don't humiliate them unnecessarily and all, which is not going to be good for the people's behavior and their own. Then we talk about emotions and emotions, but if this way if you are behaving, then you are not emotionally strong, you are not able to handle the negativity around. So yes, that's why it talks about your attitude, your management skills, and interpersonal skills, and what potential you have. Okay, EQ is an important consideration in human resource planning. As I was talking about, the HR plays a very important role. Job profiling, recruitment, interviewing, selection, management, it all plays a very important role. Customer relationship and customer services. People, those who are attending my seminar today, if they are from HR department or anything related to handling customers and relationship with them, yes, right now the scenario is, as I said, it's very critical, it's very crucial. We are probably losing some kind of valued customers as well, some kind of valued customer services as well. That's the thing which we are coming across. The other day, I'll tell you one real example with me. On Sunday, I got a call from so and so bank. I don't want to tell the name of the bank. I got a call. It was 6:30 Sunday evening. I got a call from this girl. Probably she must be in her whatever. Yeah, but a young girl. That's what the message. What she said is, "Good evening, ma'am. I'm calling from so and so bank, and would you like to take some personal loan or some kind of loan?" She was asking me. Honestly speaking, right now I don't need loan. Honestly speaking, even if I need, I would be like planning. Okay, EMI kaise jayega mera? I'm pretty not interested at all. However, she's calling on a Sunday evening, 6:30, wherein I'm relaxing in my home. She is working on Sunday. Many a times what we do is not interested. And many a times, please call mat karo yaar, baar baar kyun call karte ho? What I did is, I listened to her, whatever she wanted to give information, because their calls are been probably they are been judged, or they are been probably on any kind of monitoring is going on. So she actually explained. I gave her 2 minutes. I mean, she was explaining the concept, what it is all about. I said, look, so whatever her name was, look, thank you for calling, but the thing is, I'm not interested. Maybe after 3 months, please do call me. What I did is, I just gave her a small hope that after 3 months, if she's calling me, I might go. I'm literally not interested, but I didn't say I am not interested and please don't call. Look, everyone, it's like they are fighting for their job. They have to have their incomes and salary basic, however it should be there. But yes, this is how I handled, because probably I am very strong in my emotions. So I understood her plight and her problems, that she's working on Sunday and calling this. Yeah, this is how you deal with your customer is also very important. Being you're emotionally strong, what you see is you understand the other person's situation, and then you are managing your own behavior and your own emotions with that person. Okay. Uh, so what is emotional intelligence? As I have already explained, to deal successfully with other people, to manage oneself, to motivate other people, to understand one's own feelings, to appropriately respond to the everyday environment in a positive way. So these are all the abilities what we have to understand, what we have to deal with. Okay. Now, in a simplest form, understanding emotions, that is understanding myself, that is self-awareness, that is self-awareness. Then using my self-awareness with others, that is using my emotions with others. Perceiving, understanding others, it's perceiving emotions of others. And perceiving emotions of others, I'm actually dealing and tackling with all the problems and I'm managing them. So basically, if I want to talk, as per the Daniel Goleman's theory, what he says is, if your emotional abilities aren't in, you can see, if you don't have self-awareness, you are not able to manage your distressing emotions. You can't have empathy. If you have and have effective relation, then no matter how smart you are not going to go very far. So in short, you should be well versed with these 5 factors which I am going to talk now. So what Daniel Goleman says is, first of all, self-awareness. Yes, I know myself. These are my emotions. This is what I am. This is what my feelings, my emotions, my high emotions, my low emotions, my negative emotions, my positive emotions. This is what I am. Okay, that is my self-awareness. So if, for example, I am a short-tempered person and I know that, self-awareness, I know that if I'm a short-tempered person, so what I'll do is I will try to work upon myself. So self-regulation comes over there. Whatever negative aspect you have in your self-awareness, if you introspect, you will start working on it. So for example, if I'm a short-tempered person, I will start working on it. If I don't have the listening skills, I'm not listening to people out there when they're talking, I need to work upon myself. Anything which I'm working upon myself is my self-regulation, which is a practice which I'm bringing to myself. So what will happen this? What will happen? This will give me the result connecting with the people. That means my social skills are stronger. My social skills are stronger because I know my weaknesses. I've worked upon my weaknesses, and these are the things which I know, which I'm good in that, which I'm bad in that, whatever, good and bad, both points. I know I've regulated myself. And based upon this, I'll connect with individuals. I will then correct them. This is right, this is wrong, this is how. Okay, if the person is short tempered out there, if the person is short tempered out there, and even I was a short tempered, so how will I correct? Probably now I know, because this is my self awareness. I know that I'm a short tempered person, and the other person is also short tempered person. So probably, but I have done my regulation, my self regulation I have done, so I will be little mellowed down. Probably when the person is in a heated conversation, in a heated argument, I will not reply. Probably I'll say, okay, we will talk later. Let us discuss this later, or maybe I'll come back to you later. This is, I'm handling my social skills with others. And then being this kind of behavior is actually bringing me a kind of feeling towards other, being empathetic, because I am finding the people in their shoes, I'm keeping myself in their shoes. When I'm keeping myself in their shoes, I'm understanding the situation, why the person is angry, why the person is short tempered. Maybe I made some mistake. I need to correct that thing. So this is very important. Your self-regulation here and self-awareness. If your internal qualities are strong, your external skills would be handled very positively. And then this will give you motivation. Oh, the situation was very worse. The situation was worst out there. However, I managed to handle it properly and now it is smoothed. That will give me motivation. And this will give motivation to the other person also who is connected to me. Oh, Jaishree has handled it so nicely. Good. Why? Because these are the stages which I have gone through and I know this. So self-awareness, I have worked upon myself. I know what it is, what I am, what it is not, what is it, and I have worked upon myself, and based upon that I have connected with individuals, whatever their flaws they have. I'm not pointing that, but yes, I have put my best foot across and giving them empathetic feeling and answer and a kind of communication and my positive attitude and behavior towards that person. That is a motivation in this communication. This is all about, this is when we talk about, so yes, it is self-awareness. So it has two aspects. In short, emotional intelligence has two aspects. One is with self and one is with others. Self-awareness and self-management, and then social awareness and relationship management. So the first step, as I said, your self-awareness and self-management or self-regulation is important. And then comes the others aspect, that social awareness and that relationship management. And when both are in sync and all these four things are in sync, this will give you motivation to do better and better in your personal and your professional life, both ways. So yes, talking about the intrapersonal skills or intrapersonal emotions and the interpersonal emotions. We all know intrapersonal is with us, with self. So what kind of emotions you have, what kind of behavior you have, you work upon it. What kind of work you are doing? Are you doing good? Are you doing bad? So these are the three things which you need to introspect in yourself: your emotions, your behavior, and your work style. Are you a kind of person wherein probably you have a laid back attitude, or maybe you procrastinate? What is that which is you're not able to give your best? No, that is also really very, very important. And the behavior aspect, when you talk, are people connected to you? Are people in regular touch with you? Or else, is it like this? When you connect with people at the initial stage, they are good. Afterward, they don't want to connect with you. What is that? Introspect. And then yes, your emotions, that's what we are talking about. And this will, when you work on these areas, emotions, behaviors, and your work with respect to your own self, that is intrapersonal, then the result would be really good with dealing with others. Dealing with others is the interpersonal skills. How well you are with others, how are you managing your relations, are you aware with the people and their performance out there? Are you giving appraisals? Are you motivating them? Are you giving a kind of promotion? So when we talk about people leaving job, I've seen people, it is very difficult to retain a good employee in a company. But if at the right time, if a boss or if the HR manager or the team leader or the manager who identifies, okay, this is the problem in this candidate, probably he is very good or she is very good in his skills, in her skills, in her knowledge, in her experience, but of late she is or he is not able to give the kind of performance which I'm expecting. So it is not wrong with that person, it is wrong with you. Probably you have identified, you have introspected, you have identified, but you have to give little bit of motivation to that person. If you have identified, okay, now what you have to do is you have to appraise, you have to give motivation by doing some kind of, you can say, promotion, some kind of extra bonus or incentives, whatsoever, to keep the person intact with you. So it is always, when we talk about people's behavior and their attitude changes when you change. So it is all about you, who are you as an individual. Okay, so working with people means working with emotions. Yes. So many a times we come across a lot of emotions. So there is this theory in body language, that is Albert Mehrabian's principle, which says that there are some 2,50,000 emojis or emoticons, or I would say the facial expressions of an individual. So the facial expressions of an individual, just imagine 2,50,000, Albert Mehrabin says that. However, we are just practicing some around 7 to 8 facial expressions when we come across with people. Either it is happy, most prominent I'll tell you, either it is happy or either it is sad, happy or sad. Or maybe these are the some kind of, again, happy and sad, the positive things, and these are the some of the things which are related to the happy and sad. So happy cross, maybe, the kind of happy and sad mixture of both, scared, sad, okay, we all do this, this is what always being used on WhatsApp, horrible, worried, excited. Okay, so these are some kind of facial expressions. We look at individual and that's what we get this kind of emotion. Oh, she's smiling, she's very happy today. Oh, her face is round today, maybe she's not so happy, something is going on. See, if we understand this little bit, this also works a lot. How does it matter? I have not seen people, I've seen people when in specific departments, when they meet in the morning, probably after a long weekend, when they go in their departments, they come across with, hi, good morning, hi, good morning, hi, good morning. No one, and there are very few people, they will say, okay, hi, good morning, how are you? How was your weekend? This is a kind of scenario wherein you get connected. How long it takes for an individual to actually say this one sentence, hi, how are you and how was your weekend? But this also doesn't work every time. So the person might be in not so good mood. It was good. It was okay. So probably again the person who is replying maybe in a mood which is not so good mood. In that situation, we should not come to the judgment and understanding, oh, I was asking her such a good question and this person did not reply properly. We do like that, right? I have seen people. मैंने बात किया तो ठीक से जवाब नहीं आया. There are certain emotions that person might be going through. In this situation, you need to be empathetic. If the person is not replying properly, yes, there's something wrong over there. But we cannot judge. We cannot judge. Yes. But we need to be empathetic over here. Yes, this is the emotion and I have to accept it and this is what it is. Okay, so emotional intelligence, if not handled properly, then what? Then what will happen? Let's go ahead. What will happen is there will be relationship problems. Maybe husband, wife, maybe brother and sister, maybe a boss and an employee, maybe two colleagues. Because in this situation, it's like this: I am right, and the other person will say I am right. If both the person are in the tug of war, it's not going to happen. So this kind of problems will come when there are no emotions and when the EI or maybe your EQ is very, very less. What is the other problem? Yes, rage in the workplace. You will not work cordially. You will not be handling situations cordially. There will be a lot of issues, problems, fights, arguments, heavy discussions, and ultimately it will go into stress. This is which is a low level emotion. And what will happen? Rage at workplace means people leaving off the companies, people going to other new places, joining new companies. But one thing is that wherever you go, you will find competition, you will find rage. It is upon you to handle it. You cannot change the other person. You have to change yourself. That's important. So again, when your EI is less, you will be having poor decision making capability because you're not able to handle your self-awareness is not there, your self-regulation is not there. How are you going to make decisions? It will be always confusing and confused. When I come across with people, when I ask them, can I know your short-term goal and long-term goal? What is your 5-year plan and what is your 10-year plan? If they really don't know, okay, what is your goal? What do you want to be? What do you want to have? What do you want to become? If even this answer also, if you don't have, trust me, you don't have a decision making capability. Please, you need to introspect yourself. You need to identify what are your skills, what are your interests, what are your passion, what are you good into, what is your experience, and what are the resources available. Go for it. You will make a right decision, right? Okay. So again, when your EI is very low, you are not going to advance in your career because you are not introspected yourself properly. You are not having good relationship with the management, with the people, with the colleague, even in personal relationship. Even when your personal relationship fails, when your heart breaks, when there are divorces, trust me, you are not going to excel in your career. Yes, again, there is a disclaimer over here. Many a time I have seen people, they leave their families just for the sake of career, but at the end of some point of their time they realize it that wasn't a mistake. However, they are not fulfilled with whatever they want in their life. So I feel that yes, failure to advance in career would be the result of personal and professional relationship both. So yes, EQ is a distinguishing factor that helps us to maintain the warm relationship or the distant context. EQ is a distinguishing factor which draws others. So EQ is something which draws whoever is unhappy with you will come back to you. It is actually bringing back the people who have gone away from you, or maybe who have a lot of issues with you, or who are not good or in sync with you, to try to maintain relationships with them, whatever existing relationship you have right now. That's important. EQ is distinguishing factor which enables us to work in coordination with others or to create a disputed situations. Yes, we need to work at sync. Even in personal life also we need to be at sync. In family, probably a joint family or nuclear family, it's not that I am always correct. It's like, okay, I might be making some mistake, but let me work on it. It should be like that. Is winning everything? As I was giving the example right now, it's not always winning everything. EQ is a distinguishing factor which enables us to win the heart of people or to win the situation by argument. Trust me, this really doesn't work every time. In a heated argument or in a heated discussion, you might feel that, oh, I was the one who gave all the pointers and I am right always. In that meeting room, probably you are right, but when you just come out of the meeting room, you will realize that people are not having eye to eye contact with you. Probably you were the one who were aggressive, who were just arguing with the situation and not in sync with the discussion. So yes, winning everything, winning always is not everything you're winning on the discussion or in the situation, whatever you're looking forward. So be careful whenever you are in the discussion. Okay, so what are the benefits? Let's understand. It gives us personal motivation when someone says, "Oh, thank you so much, yeah, you have understood me. Thank you so much." This gives us the personal motivation, and yes, it's a kind of again when we go ahead with empathy. Let's understand now empathy. Empathy is something understanding what the other person is going through and being there. We all know this. Whereas, but people get confused with empathy and sympathy. So in my case, I'll give my example. I'm an animal lover as well. I rescue some animals. I help animals as well. I have pets at home. So this like going out of the way and helping animals out there. That's my empathetic behavior. I'll give you one situation. Probably I'm just going in a cab and I see one dog over there. I will ask the person to stop the car. The dog is ailing or unwell. I'll get a biscuits and I'll give to the dog and I'll go on. Right? Probably that's my empathetic behavior. Whereas some other person in the same car traveling, the person will see, oh, the dog is ailing. My God, पता नहीं बचेगा क्या नहीं बचेगा. He's going ahead. This is the difference. Sympathy is something you're just showing a kind of sympathetic behavior, whoever it is, an individual or animal, a situation, whatsoever beyond earth. Empathy is going out of the way and yes, understanding that what the person might be going through and trying to help it, trying to help. That is actually empathy. I would say yes, trying to help would be understanding first, yes, the situation, how it would be the feeling for that person, and then trying to help. Like in this COVID, some of them are actually losing their jobs and all. It's not, oh my God, that person has left the job. Oh my God, it would be like, how is the person running his family? How is the situation? Can I just call and talk to him? Maybe if I am finding any kind of good opportunity, I might ask him if he is interested. That is empathy, going out of the way and doing something for the other person, right? So when was the last time you were empathetic? Please introspect yourself and you'll get an answer. It's not just sympathy, you have to be empathy. Then that's what it talks about. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes or skin is a way of understanding where they are coming and what they are actually feeling. You're empathizing with the other person when you understand exactly how he or she feels, and even you begin to feel the same way. I feel the same way what you are going through. I can say that. So many a times we have come across people saying, "Oh, I can understand. I really feel bad for you. I can understand." This is again just a sympathy, but yes, going about how can I help you? Okay, this is really bad. Giving solutions, discussing on it, that is actually empathy. Okay, talked a lot about the emotions, emotional intelligence, handling self, handling others, and understanding sympathy, empathy. Uh, However, I would like to give you some techniques or some tools which probably will help you people out there. This I have learned. This I think even you might be aware with these things, but I thought let me bring in some techniques. How to manage others, or how to understand others, how to maintain relationships, how to maintain relations. I will be giving you some two techniques or tools, you can say, wherein it will help people out there. This I have learned in one of my trainings, and for that also I knew this, but yes, something which is really going to help. Now, this is something, a technique or a tool which you can handle or connect or manage other people when people are not in sync with you. How can you do that? Now, this is a technique which is called rapport building. Rapport building is actually one of the NLP technique to handle emotions, but I'm sharing it over here. I hope it will help people out there. So, how to build a rapport when people are not in sync with you, or probably they have a different kind of perspective or understanding with respect to you. So yes, when you're connecting with people, probably your boss, your manager, your leader, your team leader, when you feel, or maybe a customer, or when you have a meeting with them, this technique actually it really helps. This is something matching and mirroring. We will not do I'm not going to do X over mirroring. Let's understand matching and mirroring. Matching is something when you're sitting with someone, how can you connect with them within 3 minutes in a positive note, and how can you show that that you are there emotionally connected? First of all, listening plays a very important role whenever you're having a kind of very serious discussion with respect to anything, maybe a personal, a professional, anything. So what do you do in matching? You can see in the picture the two girls, their left hands are up. I'm not saying that you have to dance, but what a simple example. For example, my manager is sitting right in front of me, and we are having a kind of discussion. We are discussing about some event and all, and my manager probably is sitting like this and listening to my points, what I'm talking about, and he is continuously shaking his head. Okay, yes, okay, yes, yeah. So how do I show, yes, I am in rapport with him? How do I show, okay, I am also understanding? So in a similar manner, the way the person has is sitting, actually I can bring my hand on my face and I can actually, yes sir, actually I was also trying to say the same thing, and I think this can work, right? So you're not deliberately you're matching, but after a few seconds when this starts, you start doing this thing, and trust me, it really works. Within 1 or 3 minutes, the person will be in sync with you. And okay, so try to match your tone, your voice also with the other person, and try to match in short, try to match the body posture, the way the person is sitting. In both the case, in mirroring, it is the opposite. If his right hand is up, you will be probably on the left side, and in the matching, it is on the same side. So it's like on the table if you're sitting. For student and teacher, if you feel student and teacher, if you want to build a rapport, So in the classroom, when the student is little bit, you can say, aggressive or short-tempered or not listening, bring him to the cabin and talk to him. So listen, I got to know that these are the things which you need to work. You have to actually breathe in the form of a very normal and a kind of positive posture when you're talking to that person, with a formal voice, tone, and pitch, and that will really help others. So even if the person is sitting like this, he will try to be very humble in his body language or her body language while talking to you. So try to connect, in short, try to connect with individuals with matching and mirroring, and especially with your leaders, with your boss, and whoever you want to connect, you want to build a rapport. This is the one thing which you can do, and this actually displays a kind of emotion and emotional, positive emotional intelligence. There is one more tool I want to talk about. So yes, rapport building I was talking about. Postures, gestures, facial expressions, breathing, voice and tone and volume. Yes, speak in the volume of the other person, how the person is talking in that way. Here, these are some slides which I have taken from my NLP presentation. So yeah, the second one is giving feedback. I have seen now, I can see that 80 to 90%, 80 to 90 people over here are from teaching and training background. Probably this is really going to help them. So normally what happens when we want a student to work on certain areas, what we do is, you are not good in this, you need to work on this. You need to work on this, this is not good. Probably the reverse way as well. So what I suggest is, give a feedback, whoever it is, your employees, your colleagues, or whatsoever, whenever you feel there is some problem in the behavior, in the thing, what you want to change in that person, in the student also, when you want that student to change in some of the other areas, so you can give a feedback which is called a sandwich feedback. What is a sandwich feedback? To connect with the emotions of the individual. Yes, because we don't want you're not good in this and you need to improve in this. No, this is not going to work. The person will actually, the person will not take in a positive way, and emotionally then you are not connected with that person. So what you do is, feedback should be given in sandwich. Praise it, put it the constructive improvement thing in the center, and then at the end it with a well note. So praise is the first layer of the bread, I would say, and the improvement may be the entire vegetables, the sweet, whatever you want to put, the masala and all, that is improvement thing, constructive one, and the well, that is takeaway note at the end. So how can you do that is, the feedback sandwich is something: positive feedback, constructive feedback, and then giving the positive feedback. So for example, in my class, so I teach this MBA students, MBA college, I teach in one of the MBA colleges. So when I ask them to give the presentation, so this student, when they give presentation, I know the body language was not so good, the slides were not so good, the content was not good, the communications was not good. However, what I'll do is, okay, what I'll do is, look, your presentation was okay. Let me give the feedbacks. I will say the presentation was overall good. Start with a positive thing. Overall good. However, it could have been better. So, however, it could have been better. Now, what it could have been better? That is the constructive feedback. What you will do is, so I feel that your body language was little out of the way. You were little casual. You need to improve on your body language. The content was okay, but I felt that the data and the statistics was missing with respect to the topic what you were talking about. Also, towards the end, I also feel that there were a lot of errors in your PowerPoint presentation. There were a lot of spelling mistakes, so you need to work on that. So what I did is, I started with a good note. Overall, the presentation, your presentation was good. However, I never used but. However, and we should all use this, however, the constructive feedback, where the changes, where the need is required to be worked upon, that is the constructive feedback. And at the end now, again, positive feedback. But yes, at the end, then again, you will say, it really overall it was, as I said, it was a good presentation. But if you work on all these areas, trust me, you will be giving the best of the presentation on yours. I can guarantee upon it. Trust me. And this kind of constructive feedback, in the sandwich feedback, when you give to a student, whoever it is, it's going to work. Even with the employees or with your teammates, when you say, so last month your performance was not good. Normally the managers start like, last month the performance was not good, prior it was good. So why to start like this? See, so you can say XYZ, whoever the name is, XYZ. So uh, every time your performance was really good, talking about 3 months back, you actually completed the target before the time, and prior to that also you completed the target before the time. Over and above, you have done your work. I actually value the kind of time management you follow. However, come to this constructive feedback. You have joined a new project, and I'm getting this kind of information from the people. Probably you're not giving your time this time properly. The kind of report what you made, the project report what you made, I'm not finding the kind of work what you have done is very much visible in this project. I don't know what is going wrong, but I find you a very good candidate, a good person, or maybe a good productive person in the company. These are the areas which you need to learn. These are the areas which you need to work upon: your time management, your attention to detail thing, which I'm finding that this time I'm missing that, your attention to detail. And yes, your continuous communication with your teammate is also very important. However, again, at the end, however, XYZ, I feel that you're going to do better. You're not going to do better, but you're going to do best this time as well. Give this kind of feedback to the employees or to the teammate or to the colleague. It works a lot. That means what? You're empathetic towards the person. You know the emotions of the person, and that's how you want the person to improve a lot. This will only happen when you know what you are, you're introspected, and you know what the other person is. This is the kind of feedback you can give to people, and it really works. So these are the tools, two tools I have said. One is the rapport building with the people. Anything, even if you want to give a negative information, start connecting with a good information, and then go ahead with the rapport building. And then you can do combination of two things also: build a rapport and give a feedback. That way also you can do combination of two things. Also you can do with this technique, and it always works, right? So take this feedback giving only within 5 minutes. So yes, 5 minutes has to be there. I still remember, to be very honest, I am not good in my writing. I'm not good in writing. I might be good in speaking, but I'm not good in writing. So in my school days, I'll tell you, in my school days, my teacher once, she wrote in my book, improve your handwriting. And that haunted me so much. I cried. I came back from my school and I cried, and I told my mom, improve your handwriting. Improve your handwriting. And below that, she also wrote a remark, bad, in inverted commas. Improve your handwriting and bad. I really felt very bad about it. And then this case was actually taken to the principal of the school, and then she said to the teacher, why did you do that? Then she also gave. So yes, so a child's brain also matters a lot. When, and they, you know what, that's what the thing, you connect with the positive people, you like them, and then that's how you can. It happens with the school kids and college kids as well. If they like you with your kind of behavior and attitude, the kind of feedback you give the constructive feedback, and people will love you, because people will like to hear the feedback, the constructive feedback. But if you put in the right words, then only it will happen, otherwise it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's all from my end. I hope the tools and techniques what we have discussed is really going to help you people. And yes, this is the agreement. Always use the words, I appreciate what you have done, I respect your thoughts, I agree what you have said. Avoid using but. Never use but. It's a kind of clause which is a negative clause. Instead use however. I always use however. Yes. And yes, we are at the end of the emotional intelligence session. That is, thank you so much. If I want to say thank you again in other way, yes, it was lovely meeting you all. It was pleasure meeting you all and sharing my knowledge with this short span of time, probably 1 hour or something. Actually, to be very honest, emotional intelligence is a huge topic, but bringing that all content in 1 hour, sometimes it's difficult. But yes, I try to give my best foot forward and to help you people with. I know people have took their time out to attend this webinar. I really appreciate and thank you so much for being hearing me out.